And I'm going to tell you why this is the essence of who I am in life and on television. Katie Bell Henderson worked for my grandmother in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. My grandmother traveled in her work, and she needed somebody to run the household. And Katie Bell had been with her for a long time, and Katie Bell took over the household. My household was a wreck because my father and my mother were alcoholic wrecks. My mother admitted to me later in life she just didn't want kids, and she had 3. And everything I learned about right and wrong came from Katie Bell. Katie Bell was far more of a mother to me than my mother was, far more. I trusted her, I believed in her, and she treated me like her son. Thank you, God. I mean, to me, God sent me Katie Bell, and she was a God-fearing woman who sometimes took me on Sunday to her church, an AME church in Oklahoma City that was obviously all black. So I got to experience what it felt like to be the only white face in a black congregation. A couple of years back, Ernestine had connected with a psychic, a black man in New York named Joseph, a mystic, a shaman. And Ernestine said, he is just extraordinary, and you should talk to him because he will enlighten you about you. I'll try it, but I don't believe in it. She said, well, just try it. If you don't like it, hang up. So I called Joseph. She said he's God-based, so he's going to pray with you to start the conversation, and then you'll go. You can ask him questions. And I had no expectations. We prayed for a minute. And then as we started, I was to ask him some questions. All of a sudden, he interrupts. He says, wait a second, somebody wants to join. I said, what do you mean somebody wants to join? Somebody from the other side wants to join. I said, I'm thinking to myself, this is the biggest bunch of baloney. I said, okay. And then my first thought was, could this be my mom? Please don't be my mom. He says, it's a black woman. And I'm like, a black woman? It's a black woman. And I said, Katie Bell? I haven't seen Katie Bell since I was 20 years old. No longer obviously with us. He says, it's Katie Bell. And she wants you to know, excuse me, how proud she is of you. True story. And I just broke down. And Katie Bell, if you're listening, and I do believe you are, please know how thankful I am for you.
You is kind, you is smart, you is important, you is smart, you is kind, you is important. Oh, that's so good.